My great uncle was the captain.
I'll believe you.
It is in fact. My grandmother, who is where the Danish in me comes from, by the way, because she was half Danish, half English, was his niece. Grandmother.
That doesn't sound
Who was
right.
the
I've
exchange
seen this episode of Doctor Who.
Alright, we're live. We're gonna move on. Except I'm,
Oh, we're
I'm
live.
totally gonna ask Ken some follow-up questions after this. Once again, the streaming service doesn't show the map or anything, so you guys get to look at a black void. And I find out I've been keeping a backup copy of all these streams. If I ever get the urge to edit and put out a quality product. And I was looking at them all yesterday and I found out that it doesn't actually keep a recording. It just keeps a 5-second clip and then it stops.
Oh, that's less than ideal.
I
Well, you
know.
could. Can you at least download the video that you've uploaded?
Ooh, possibly. Probably.
That seems like a sensible thing for YouTube to have, so that if the copyright police come, you can at least re-download it and edit it to fix it, so that the copyright police aren't after it.
Hmm. Excellent.
Unless YouTube is as fascist as it sounds with its copyright policies.
Speaking of fascism, hello world. We're coming to you live today. Another episode of L5R. It's been 1 week under the rule of our new emperor. Americans found out that in order to build the Carpenter Wall, Rokugan actually has to pay for it, and the Shadowland Beasts won't pay for the wall. And other such political...
Not even the Nezumi?
Not... Nope. I was gonna make a joke, but I felt uncomfortable comparing our neighbors to the south to Japanese demons.
Oh dear.
Comparing them to little rat monsters is even less ideal.
Yeah, I'm not really sure there's a good comparison that can be made there.
But listen, they're magic. They have a weird form of void magic, and when they reach enlightenment, they go to the realm of dreams and just hang out there. Pretty cool. I literally know nothing about the Nezumi other than what I just said.
I really find their whole shtick interesting.
Also, if you bring the head back during the Goblin Winter, you get executed. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So, gang, once again, I've forgotten to make you do your pillow books. So after this session, we'll start doing that again. What happened last time on L5R or Twilight Mountains of Madness?
Well, we woke up in a camp full of Yubanchin, and were getting tossed into the fire and coming out healed, even if they were dead before, which was pretty freaky. We were both really defiant to the Obanjan guy. That filthy Obanjan touched my wonderful, wonderful Caillou blade and said it was terrible, and
because it was
over the edge.
Oh, them's fighting.
The birds that they used completely failed to do a decent job. They freaked the hell out of touching Mr. Doesn't get along well with animals, and they couldn't even lift me.
That was super fun.
I, of course, being an animal trainer myself, mocked the Obanjan's animal training. They started carrying us off, and a bunch of dragon attacked with explosions. Apparently, I would have almost died. I managed to retrieve my sword. Ten and Sheba decided to have a contest of who could not eat the longest. which is an important plot point, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We went through a minefield. Yusuke decided to basically plow through it. No fucks given. He also threw a bird into a mine, which, of course, was another critical plot point.
Yosuke, bird thrower.
Meanwhile, another guy got carried off by a bird, and I think he got dropped on a mine, but turned out okay. We made it back to our nice armies, and the snowstorm finally stopped. We talked with dragons, and Shiba got burned up a lot. I got basically, oh god, this guy again. And the monk finally said it was time to move on. And now we're at the House of Highlight. And the Empress is on her way. And the Unicorn are on their way. And the Obanzin are on their way. And we're going to have to defend it so that there's actually the House of Highlight when the Emperor dies.
Also, the commander is refusing to allow a large portion of our army to actually access the interior of where we're at. So we're forced to be outside defending the walls because, pissing contests.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm perfectly fine with all my dirty Heymen.
Who were the best audience I've ever had for a duel. That was super fun.
I bought some ranks of Yaijutsu because your duel inspired me all so much.
Are they frying noodles during my duel?
Bastard!
I did tell them to respectfully be quiet, so you heard all the sizzling of the pots while that was happening. But no talking.
Yeah, it's a very important detail I left out last week, but that was it. Yes, Kenneth, you were, by your dragon, given the command to... You're the wall that the army of Darkfire would break upon. And also, you had to assure that the one who spoke to stone made it to the Well of Dragons.
Whatever that means.
During the fight. Shiba was given the order to help to defeat the forces of Darkfire. You're the one that got all the information about the Oracle water arriving in 3 days' time.
It's very exciting. Now we just have to hope that the army shows up in almost 3 days' time.
In 4 days' time.
No, he said they get here first. I have faith.
So where we start the session today, an hour after we could have started it. That's cool. That's cool.
Did you at least get your homework done?
I got a good chunk of it done. I don't think it'll take very long. I just mostly have to take things that I already have and smush them together on a piece of paper and turn it in.
That does not sound like a large amount of work. So it was worth it.
Yes, it was worth it. I got a good chunk of work done.
Excellent. This takes place mere minutes after we left off. And somewhere in that time, nebulously, a duel takes place. But the way the session truly ended with you guys being escorted into the House of Highlight to discuss, to put all the cards out on the table, basically. So Mr. Yasuki, as well as Shiba and the other Phoenix, are led through the House of Highlight, through beautiful gardens and very plain-looking corridors. Till you go up many flights of stairs. You're all huffing and puffing by the end of it, because, gosh darn it, aren't you high up in the atmosphere?
But I have high stamina.
Well, I guess.
And in fact, I get an extra roll on stamina. So does that not mean that I'm a little bit better off?
Sure, Ken, you're fine. Shiba's fine, because he lives in mountains too. Why bother describing stuff? You guys are
Well, I
led.
mean, I am blessed by the Earth Dragon.
That's true. You guys are led into a large chamber room that has a large table as well as like library shelves filled with a plethora of scrolls. And you're led by the Miyamoto Jinro, who is Miyamoto Liang. And escorts you into the table where there is a female waiting for all of you. She is a middle-aged woman with inky black hair. She's wearing a green kimono. She has a fancy-looking katana on her hip, as well as a wakizashi. Yeah. As you guys enter, General Miyamoto introduces her as Togashi Maya. She is the daimyo of the Togashi family. And Mr. Shiba, Kira, Isawa, Izanagi, and the others all give deep bows and thank her for her hospitality and letting you all join up here.
I bow appropriately.
I would probably bow appropriately as well. This person's pretty important. This is one of only 2 family daimyo I've ever met.
Yeah, Kenneth, roll I don't know.
Well,
Roll lore, crab, or some sort of history. Because she's actually kind of important to the crab family.
I don't have that, but we'll see how this does with my 2 intelligence.
Ooh.
You don't have any lore? That's amazing.
I am a loreless crab, as most crab are.
No, you've never heard of her. Oh, but if Chris wants to do a lore theology, I'll give that to him as well.
Okay.
Because I think it's cool. There we go. I think it's cool. I want someone to know about it. She is one of 7 dragons who has a tattoo blessed by the former crab, former son, Hida Yakumo, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she actually has. He granted 7 dragon samurai these special tattoos, and she's one.
So she was tattooed by the son himself.
Yes. And when she was a child, she was mentored by Hitomi, so she's kind of a wacky,
Yeah,
character. So Shiba Kira bows deeply and says, "Oh, thank you very much for allowing us this audience, Lady Togashi. But let's get straight to business. We have important matters to discuss. Shiba, Akira, that is me, sorry, I misspoke. Shiba Hatsuo bears a sacred item from the fire dragon, and he is known to have traveled to Ningendo to speak the fire dragon himself. He has important news for us. Please hear him out." And Togashi Maya nods and for you to speak.
The Empress is on her way here. She's traveling to Unicorn Lands as we speak to meet up with the Oracle of of water who will speed her and her entourage here. Before they will arrive, though, to reinforce us, the army of the Dark Oracle of Fire will be upon us. We anticipate the Empress here in 3 days. Sometime before then, the army will arrive, and we will hold this place until the Empress is here.
And she nods and thanks you and turns her head towards Yasuki Mitsuhide. And she goes, "Please, Crab, speak your reasoning for being here." As Kin drinks coffee.
Or forgot to unmute his mic. I have been told that I am to serve as the wall upon which the waters of the enemy break when they come. And I must also ensure that the one who speaks to stone makes it into the monastery.
She eyes the two of you, then kind of leans over to her aide, one of her aides, and that guy leaves the building. Quickly, she nods her head and she goes, "Sheba, Akira, why have you come so far from home to assist the dragon family, the dragon clan?" And he gives a rousing speech about how this is where the most help was needed in Rokugan, and that it should, he and his forces were able, so if they were able, they should put themselves to good use, and they felt that the best use would be here, assisting our dragon brothers in defending their land, as well as all of Rokugan. She nods. He goes, "Very well," and Miyamoto Liang, the general, gives off a few string of numbers, and he asks the commanders what their armies number in and what sort of supply situation they got going on. So Akira gives his, and Yasuki gives his as well. And she nods. Togashi Maya nods, and she turns to Miyamoto Liang, and she informs him that for the duration of Akira's stay within the House of Highlight, that he's to be the commander of the forces, both Phoenix and Dragon alike, until Togashi Maya decrees otherwise. And Miyamoto Liang's like, he goes, "Oh, my lady, I know that Akira's reputation precedes him, but surely you're not saying that he should command forces of a clan that aren't even his own. I mean, Miyamoto Kai herself instructed me to come here with my forces and defend your home." And Togashi Maya, nods her head graciously, and she says, "And I've certainly appreciated all of your effort thus far. However, I believe Akira will be better suited to this command." And Miyamoto Liang goes, "Oh, but Miyamoto Kei is the clan champion. Surely you aren't... I mean, surely my will is her own, and I should be in command." And Togashi nods and says, "Akira's done great good for us, and he's already disobeyed his clan champion, so I think we can return the favor a bit." And Miyamoto Liang fumes a bit, but keeps himself quiet. And after this is finished, Miyamoto Tintin is brought into the chambers as well, led by a few guards. And she gets on one knee, bows deeply, And she gives her part of the vision as well when instructed. That she's to protect the Well of Dragons from being destroyed. What else is going on in this scene? A comment is made that, no mere coincidence that 3 individuals bearing helms from the dragons are brought here. And, Togashi Maya wonders if the other 2 are to be present as well at some point. All we're missing is water and air, and then the rings will be complete. It may be in that harmony we will find victory. Maybe.
I would find it odd if the one bearing the helm of water arrived.
Oh, why is that?
I have met the fellow. He is a less savory sort, shall we say.
Oh, that is a shame, but surely he bears some form of honor if the water dragon is to pick him as her champion. Maybe.
Cannot deny such wisdom, yet I have difficulty seeing it with what I've experienced so far.
Oh, and I looked it up. I didn't really look it up, but the Thunder Dragon has 4 claws as well.
Yeah.
And the Thunder Dragon had Hita's baby, so it's feminine in some respects, so that whole claw theory of ours went down the drain. Anyway.
Thanks.
No problem, man. So, Mr. Yusuke, you are to be the wall that the army of Darkfire breaks upon. How do you suggest we go about this? In what way did the Earth Dragon instruct you?
Very little instruction beyond simply cryptic messages. I presume this means I should be the vanguard, but beyond that I have very little knowledge of what is expected.
Ah, I see. Very well. Then, so it shall be. So it shall be. And, she goes, okay, all of you, may be excused for some time. I may summon you at a later date, before the moment. I wish to speak to Commander Akira. Damn you, Josh. And so, you guys are... What's the word? Allowed to vacate the premises and speak amongst yourselves. And if Josh wants to join chat...
Looking pensive, Hatsuo approaches Mitsuhide.
Yes, Shiba-san?
You've dealt with all sorts of less traditional opponents in the past. How do you fight an army capable of deploying its forces in the air?
I've not yet had the duty to serve upon the wall.
But surely your officer school, that's so famed that you've attended, has taught you the theory and practice of such things, even if you haven't spent any days executing it.
He's a student of that school like he's a master of that other school.
Can I make a battle roll to try and blurt out some sort of sensible answer?
Yeah.
Can he use intimidation instead?
Yes.
Jesus.
All right. Let's
Too bad you didn't declare any raises.
He's like, I don't know, arrows, I guess.
Have you, well, presumably using a bow would do the job just fine. We got a significant contingent of archers here, I wonder.
Such boundless wisdom. Thank you, my sensei. I bow just enough to kind of make it insulting, but hopefully not enough to make it worthy of a duel.
There's also the possibility of just throwing the birds over the wall.
Maybe we should start laying some landmines around here so we have somewhere to throw the birds too.
I like the way you think.
Hello, Josh.
Hi.
Alright, crew. So, here's the plan. Because I just don't feel right about just having Josh magically appear in the mountains. I actually planned a secondary adventure that chronicles his tales through Rokugan. As a one-shot, and I would like to play through that with you guys. Is this acceptable?
Don't let me interrupt, though.
And then we can have the finale when Josh isn't here, and then the week after that, everybody can be reunited in the post-War of Darkfire universe.
I am down for whatever.
As am I.
Excellent, excellent. Then